new babe.
So what's good, TMG fam? It's your boy L, and I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. Y'all see this? See this picture on the screen right now? It's how some of us look like when we get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, or when we first wake up. That's how some people look before they get some women put their hair and makeup on. That's how they look right there, bro. You gotta be careful, man. You gotta be careful when they take that makeup, what you roll over to at 2, 3 in the morning, man. It can scare the bejesus out of you. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, let's get to the next video. It's gonna be the top 10 scary videos that'll make you breathe manually. I don't even know where they come up with these titles, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But let's get to it, all right? So if you're new to the channel, man, hit the subscribe button. And once you do that, if you see a hater, you tell a hater. Run the likes up, baby. Let's get to the video.
Videos are so terrifying that you may catch yourself holding your breath. Number 10, emergency landing. Imagine recording a selfie video after an emergency landing in the Pacific Ocean. That's what this pilot did in August of 2019 when 2 aircrafts were taking part in an aerial photo shoot. The video captures the aftermath of an emergency landing in Half Moon Bay near San Francisco. One of the planes, a single-engine Beechcraft Bonanza, malfunctioned, losing power. Video footage from above caught the landing, which was an admirably safe one, according to the pilot that managed to stay in the air. The Downs pilot, David Leash, and his passenger both survived after Leash set the plane down nicely in the water. Leash then captured the after.
Am I tripping? Or was that something floating around in the water under them? Did anybody else notice that? What is that a shadow or what is that? Look at it, bro. See, this is why
Downs pilot David Leash and his passenger both survived after Leash set the plane down nicely in the water. Leash then captured the aftermath of the incident on video while standing aboard the wing of the plane and later hanging onto pieces of floating items like seat cushions and window shades to help the pair tread water until rescuers arrived. The plane can be seen in the video going bottoms up, sinking nose first into the ocean. The pair, in fairly good spirits all things considered, managed their best to stay afloat, although David notes the water is quite cold.
The water's a little bit cold, but we're all right. I set it down real easy.
No one got hurt.
No, we're good. Did everything right.
Thankfully, overhead, his fellow pilots sent mayday calls to the Coast Guard, alerting them to the incident. Still, the pair were risking hypothermia in cold water for around 40 minutes by the time a Coast Guard helicopter that was on a training mission arrived. David continued filming as they were being airlifted out of there. Although they certainly were lucky, they didn't make it out pain-free. While waiting, they'd been repeatedly stung by jellyfish. Number 9.
Yeah, get on a plane, y'all say. It'll be quick. You get to your destination fast, y'all say. But yeah, we keep No.
Claustrophobic hole. Published to YouTube in December of 2019, Brandon Gross writes, "My friend Danielle took me into one of the craziest caves I've ever seen. I'm very bad with tight spaces and decided to face my fears. Would he live to regret it?" The footage follows the pair squeezing into a tight slot. Holding onto a rope, they descend into what can only be a claustrophobic.
Why? Not enough thrill in your life? Why do we need to go in these spots, man, in these caves? Why? Huh? I'm pretty sure we can find. There's plenty of other things to do.
Big nightmare. As the underground cave gets tighter and more suffocating by the minute, the cave widens and narrows, but at one point, Brandon notes that the space into which he intends to squeeze is only as wide as the length of his foot. Slithering through the caves, they finally reach the bottom cavern. When they start to continue exploring the claustrophobic corners, Brandon experiences a brief panic attack but continues on. Seeing his friend Danielle wriggle ahead as she navigates further restrictive spaces would make anyone squirm, and squirm Brandon does, but he manages to make his way back to the light. When at last Brandon squeezes his way out of the hole, he celebrates being free from that claustrophobic.
Yeah, celebrate being alive? Bro, I was panicking for y'all seeing that. Ain't no way on God's green earth I'm going in something like that. Do you see those little tight spaces? No.
Big nightmare. Number 8, Waterlogged. Are you heading out to a seaside restaurant tonight? You might want to reconsider. Published to YouTube by Ed Haddon, March of 2014. They wrote, Jill Freeland, the artist and videographer, was having breakfast this morning at Moby Dick's with her family and got a little more sea salt than was on the menu. The footage shows the restaurant overlooking a stormy gray sea. While the customers await their meal, they helplessly watch as the waves take on a life of their own. They probably think they're safe inside, but boy are they wrong.
Time to go.
That would have been me, bro. Time to go. Except I'd have already been gone. You know what I mean? I'm a little bit more, you know what I mean? I'm recognizing you seeing those waves come up, you be like, check. The check don't come, you be like, all right, you better bring it or I'm out, fam. Whew.
Time to go.
The water crashes against the window and glass shatters as the spectators scream. Someone calmly says, time to go, and the customers are told to leave the restaurant, which they do without argument. It appears that no one was hurt in the incident, but they certainly saw.
You know the owner's in there trying to save his business. Talking about, it's okay, folks. This is normal. This happens all the time. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Firsthand how indifferent Mother Nature is to brunch. Number 7, help me. Baby monitors sometimes capture that which we don't even know is there. This creepy clip was posted to r/ghosts by Zealous Ideal Call 53. It shows a monitor placed in a child's bedroom. The baby is playing while her guardian appears to be on her phone. All is normal until you turn up the sound. A growl of a voice snarls "help me" 3 times in a row at the beginning of the video. Neither the baby nor the young woman in the video appears to hear the voice. Is it crossed wires with a nearby baby monitor? Did someone hack the monitor's sound, or is it an EVP
The help me ain't what's making me mad is this babysitter who is not babysitting. Like, this child is everywhere, bro. The child hit her head, fall back, and get a knot, put a knot on her head, and I come home.
capturing
Queen come home and see that.
someone beyond crying out for help?
Look at baby, just everywhere. And she not paying attention at all.
The Redditor explains in the comments that this isn't the only strange occurrence in their house, and that paranormal events have regularly been happening since she was pregnant. The Redditor writes, we've had another incident with her nanny cam and seeing a black shadow near her, an orb, and her suddenly waking up screaming. I've had issues in my own room with a feeling of someone.
Don't tell mom the babysitter's dead. Yeah, I remember that movie from back in the day, bro. Don't tell mom, but the babysitter's dead. That's what's gonna happen to her, bro. You're supposed to be watching my kid.
Watching me, breathing on my neck, severe night terrors, and missing items that suddenly return. Does this give more credence to the presence of a paranormal entity? My answer is yes. Number 6, Crowbar Lurker. Better safe than sorry. This video proves that saying couldn't be more true. A mother in Cork, Ireland was threatened via letter by a former work colleague. In fact, he was watching her, and CCTV footage caught her terrifying ordeal on camera after someone had painted her car tires pink and put X's and O's on the car's windows, as well as the message, "I win." The homeowner, Una Ring, installed a CCTV camera outside her home. It captured her work colleague posting a menacing letter to the windshield of her car. What it said was so disturbing I can't say it here. Thankfully, a civilian police force known as Guardians of the Peace of Ireland were made aware of the lurker's threats and were surveilling Una's home. What followed was the lurker's escalation. He came around Una's with a crowbar in hand and was caught on camera approaching her property. He was also discovered to be in possession of rope and duct tape. The suspect was confronted by the protectors and was taken into custody. Una says she owes her life to them. The creep was
Got him. That's good for you.
given
Oh, creepy McNasty.
5 years behind bars for his actions. Number 5. Phantom Theater. When performing at the theater, more often than not you hope to entertain, but some audience are not very lively. Originally published by YouTuber Phil Koch, this footage shows a paranormal investigation. While exploring a haunted theater, Phil kicks back in his theater seat, sitting alone in the dark room. A wide shot shows no one in the aisle behind Phil. The row is entirely empty. Little does he know he's in for more than a show. Watch the seat to his left behind him. While sitting there staring forward, the seat shudders back and forth, as if someone pushed it down to sit but then decided against it. Although he couldn't have seen the movement, the sound sends Phil fleeing the scene, likely without any desire for an encore. Perhaps this entire theater is reserved for the passed on, and he and his paranormal team disturbed a packed house. But another investigation by Phil is gaining much traction in the Spanish-speaking community. While investigating, this door opens right in front of him, and people are claiming to see this figure.
Let's go back here again, and we'll take a look. Come on.
What do you think? I just know I wouldn't be going anywhere near that building. Number 4. Prison Screech. We may have just discovered the soundtrack to your nightmares. Published to YouTube by Column A in June of 2019. This clip shows a young man in a prison cell, no context given. He speaks to the camera and, in the midst of his monologue, he gives a strange, otherworldly shriek like a velociraptor. Why? Well, YouTubers have a wealth of hypotheses. For example, Lord Woody thinks that the man is sucking the soul out of the cameraman. I just know if I were in this situation,
He ain't fully human, bro. I couldn't do that if I tried. He ain't human.
I'd be getting the heck out of there. Number 3.
He one of them Area 51 experiments we've been talking about. There you go, right there. Part man, part animal.
Being followed. Do you feel like someone's pursuing you? Then you should probably trust your gut. Published to YouTube by Upbeat Yamaha in February of 2019. This video follows a motorcyclist minding his own business on the open road. Wearing a GoPro, he manages to capture a white truck in front of him. Nothing out of the ordinary. Ahead, the truck pulls over to the side of the road. This too appears innocent enough, but after passing the white truck and later taking a turn onto a side street, seeing the truck continue along, you probably wouldn't expect what comes next. The biker returns to the main road, and the same white truck now a ways ahead pulls over again, letting him pass a second time. The biker starts to wonder what's going on. Even more worrisome, he thinks the truck is following him. He suspects the driver might be trying to record his license plate to report him for something, although he says he hasn't done anything to report. He again pulls over at an intersection and attempts to wait out the suspect, who has stopped as well. The biker says the man in the truck is attempting to wave him on. After a brief face-off, the biker turns to the left, noting the guy's plate number and saying he was taking pictures of him. While the video doesn't come to any concrete conclusion about what the white truck wanted, the biker suspects that he's dealt with the same man before.
Yeah, I'd have went back this way. And that way, I'd have known if I saw him again, I know he had to turn around to come back and follow me. Then I'm going to drive you right to a police station and pull over and see if you come in there.
Some in the comments think it's probably just some angry boomer who's mad about how loud the bike is. Others advise that if this happens again, to pull into a fire station, as they most certainly will help someone being followed. A cautionary tale if there ever was one. For all we know, this lurker could have had even more.
Why would you go to a fire station? What are they going to do but tell you to go to a police station?
More sinister motives. Number 2, paranormal motorcycle. What lurks in your alley in the middle of the night? This video may surprise you. Published to YouTube by Tasklock in March of 2021, the security footage was recorded on the 30th of December 2020 at around 4 in the morning. An empty road with a few motorcycles and bicycles parked along each side, still in the darkness, at least for the moment. Suddenly, someone invisible decides to take this bike out for a spin. The motorcycle abruptly pulls out into the road, turning in place. At one point, it slows in its turning, then jerks forward and continues in its path before falling over on the side in the middle of the road. Could this just be something mechanical malfunctioning in the bike? Or did a ghost realize he didn't have enough momentum mid-launch? I've got a challenge for you.
That was crazy.
Is chillin' not abandoned? A remote shanty house in the middle of nowhere. It's gotta be abandoned, right? Posted to r/ghosts by Livid Excuse 1640. This video reminds every paranormal explorer to be always on their guard. A redditor is driving down a dirt road at night in what appears to be the boonies with no lights around apart from a faint, distant glow. And yet in the middle of nowhere they come upon a rundown white house. It's dark and clearly abandoned, or so you think, as the redditor drives slowly past, shining a flashlight onto the house.
Everybody's talking about this video. This is the second time we've seen this video, bro. Like, it really must be something. We got to figure out where this place is. It must be something that everybody's picking up on this one video.
He spotlights its empty and broken windows, nothing else. That is, until he zooms in on a center window. Here appears a white hooded figure without discernible.
Let's go back. Let's see if that was. Could you see that?
He spotlights its empty and broken windows, nothing else.
Right now, you don't see nothing in that doorway, right? I ain't tripping. I thought it was the case. I ain't tripping though.
That is, until he zooms in on a center window. Here appears a white hooded figure without discernible features. The realization of what
No ma'am, no sir. No ma'am, no sir. That wasn't there before.
they're seeing scares them enough to drop their camera and drive away, while many Redditors in the comments believe the figure is a squatter rather than a ghost. This sighting at an assumedly abandoned house would be unsettling regardless. The Redditor writes in the comments, "I've been in the house once and it's like the people living there just up and left clothes in closets, dishes in the sink, toys on the floor. It was wild. I got halfway down the hallway and something that felt like pure evil came over me and I ran back out." He also shares some still photos with varying exposures that he took from the clip. What do you see in the Rorschach ink blot? This is only a test.
And see, houses like this, believe it or not, let me see, can I pull it back up? Yeah, let me get a good shot right there. We used to play in those type of houses as kids. You know what I'm saying? We would find houses like those and go inside through a window or open door or something like that and be inside those houses, man. Like, how just disregard we had for our own safety back as youngins, man, it just baffles me today. Now, today I'm not going nowhere near nothing like that. Call it experience. I don't know what you want to call it. Just don't call me crazy, because I ain't going near it. You feel me? But what is it about this video? Everybody's picking up on it. That's gonna bother me. I have to figure out where this is so I can stay away from it. All right. Listen, y'all get at me in the comment section, man, and lock your doors and windows. I should have said that at the beginning of the video, but I shouldn't have to keep telling y'all, but I do. I'm gonna keep reminding y'all. Lock your doors, check your windows, and be safe. All right. It's your boy L, man. Y'all get at me in the comment section. Till the next reaction of my piece, y'all stay solid. Hey.